What's up, Tricology family, and welcome back to another episode of the Tricology News Talk. We are fresh off from Super Bowl weekend last weekend, so we're gonna be going over that happened this past Sunday, and then a lot of news have broke out this week, so we're gonna get right into it. So first off, Paramount had an investment day this week, and it revealed a lot of stuff that's gonna be happening up in the coming years. So, the Halo series that's supposed to be premiering in March hasn't even premiered yet, but Paramount already announced the second season is already in the works. So, I'm just really hoping that the season is really good. I played the games before, and I seen the trailers, and I hope it's really good. But from the trailers, it looks really good. So, we're just going to see what's going to happen. So, one of the big news is that we have to say goodbye to Viacom and CBS. Viacom CBS changed the corporate name into simply Paramount, which is not bad at all. But I'm gonna read the following post that's from Variety.com. Viacom CBS will change its corporate name to Paramount as of from February 16th. That was from Tuesday, I believe. Property. The company shares will trade in a NASDAQ index under the ticker symbol PRA for Class B common shares, PRAA for Class Common, and PRP for Class A preference. The moniker makeover was announced Tuesday by Viacom CBS Chair Shay Redstone and President and CEO Bob Bitcush, sorry I pronounced the name, in a memo to staffers. The news came the same day that Viacom CBS hosted their nearly 3-hour investor presentation towards its global streaming strategy and plans for expanding the Paramount Plus streaming service and other businesses in the U.S. and on board. CBS was founded named in the broadcasting. The Columbus Broadcasting System launched Big Dad way back in 1927 and the early days of commercial radio. The name will endure the broadcast network and other existing segments. So, I'm not too bad on the name change. So, Paramount is good. So, we'll just have to wait and see how everything turns out. I highly doubt that they'll change the CBS name because on the broadcast because that's the name. So, there's really nothing much to change on that, but everything else is fine. But other than that, let's go into other announcements that they made. So first off, we're going to talk about one of my favorite horror modern horror flicks, and that's Quiet Place franchise. Now, Quiet Place 2 came out last year, but we are getting not only Quiet Place 3, but also a spin-off in the works. So, this is what Hollywood Reporter has put out. A Quiet Place 3 is officially in the works with a target release date of 2025. Filmmaker John Krasinski announced the news during Paramount Investor Day on Tuesday. No director or writer has been announced. Though it seems that Krasinski will be a natural choice. Since launching in 2018, the Quiet Place franchise has been a crown jewel for Paramount, which also had a spin-off from Pig director Michael Straczynski, in the works for 2023. Based on the idea from Krasinski, the first Quiet Place, co-writer by Krasinski and a team of Brian Woods and Scott Beck, turned the filmmaker into an A-list director. It earned riveting reviews and $340.9 million globally. So that's going to be very interesting. I know what Quiet Place 3 is going to be. It takes place right after Quiet Place 2. But it's interesting how the spin-off is going to be. It's going to focus on another family that was part of the disaster. So we don't know what the story is going to be as far as the spin-off goes. But I'm very interested to see now those two movies coming up soon. So, and then next we have that upcoming now Sonic the Hedgehog 2 is coming up in April, but not only will we be getting a Sonic the Hedgehog 3, but we're also going to get a Knuckles series on Paramount Plus. So this is what The Verge has reported. Sonic the Hedgehog 2 won't be the only time that you will hear Knuckles voiced by Idris Elba. In a investor presentation on Tuesday, Paramount announced that the series focused on the Red Etika, sorry if I pronounced that, is in the works for Paramount Plus streaming service, and Elba will reprise his role. That's not the only Sonic news for Paramount, even though we're still weeks away from the April 8th release of Sonic the Hedgehog 2. Paramount also said Tuesday that a third movie is also in development as well. So I gotta give it to him because when the first Sonic Hedgehog came out, everybody was a little worried on the first design of Sonic. So the fans spoke out. The creators redesigned it, and then when the first movie came out, it was a huge hit. And now not only are we getting the second one, we're getting a third one, and a Knuckles series. So that's going to be very interesting coming up in the coming years. So, and then lastly from the Paramount news is that we are getting Star Trek 4 with the main cast of that series returning as well. I don't know what happened to the Quentin Tarantino's vision, but let's read what Variety says about this. The announcement was made by J.J. Abrams during the Paramount Investors Day presentation on February 15th. We are thrilled to say they are hard at work on a new Star Wars film, Star Trek film, that will be shooting by the end of the year. That will be featuring our original cast and some new characters that I think is going to be really fun and exciting to help take Star Trek into areas that you have just never seen before, said Abrams. We are thrilled about this film. We have a bunch of other stories that are talking about that we think is going to be really exciting. So we can't wait to see what we are cooking up. But until then, long live and prosper. So, can't wait to see the Star Trek 4, the new the series Star Trek with that you see on Paramount Plus. Season 3 is expected to premiere in March, so that's something new going on in the Star Trek universe. So yeah, can't wait to see what's not only that, but also everything's coming from Paramount as well. So moving on from Paramount news, let's go into some Netflix news, and is that all the Marvel shows that includes Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, and Iron Fist and Punisher is going to be leaving Netflix. So this is what that I found in the report. The news should not come in as a huge shock, given that Disney's now starting using characters from the Netflix Marvel shows and other properties. Just recently, we saw Kingpin in the Disney Plus show Hawkeye, and Matthew Modera's Daredevil made a pre-appearance in Spider-Man No Way Home. Back in 2018, Disney CEO Bob Iger said they were aggressively pulled back from licensing to other companies. He spoke in an earnings call saying, "We are fully committed to not only bring the product to marketing, but make it a long-term success. It has been designated for all Disney stuff, and that means ultimately weaning ourselves of our products being available at other places except for our linear channels." Back in 2017, Netflix newly lost all of Disney movies and had previously held the first window rights for a number of years. Disney still has some way to go claws for all its properties back from Netflix, which titles from ABC, Freeform, 20th Century Fox, and FX shows still on the platform both in the United States and internationally. Why these titles are being removed on March 1st, 2022, specifically, is unknown. So that's going to be very interesting. So we just can't wait to see that the Defenders and the Punisher hopefully get revived on Hulu, and that some characters like Daredevil, Kingpin, Luke Cage, and others can show in the MCU. Depends on where they fit as far as however the story can progress inside the MCU and how those characters will fit. So it's going to be very interesting for not only for the future of the Marvel shows that used to be on Netflix, and now it's coming to Hulu and other Marvel projects as well. So that's going to be very interesting. So, and other news from Netflix is that after a year of working on a screen deal, Take-Two has partnered up with Netflix to make a BioShock film and potentially develop a cinematic universe based on the game. So this is very interesting. I like the game, but I have a 50-50 concern about this. So I'm very excited to see how they can do it in the film. But remember, time to time in history, not all movies that was based on video games is good. So this is going to be very interesting. I hope Netflix does really good on this, and I hope it doesn't come out really bad. So that's my thoughts on that. And next, Netflix has finally squashed the beef with Dave Chappelle. So we are finally getting more comedy specials with Dave Chappelle. So this is what this is from breaking news from Daily Report 71. When it comes to Dave Chappelle, cancel culture continue holds the L. Cancel culture has taken on a lot of high-profile people and has been pretty successful in many attempts. Because of cancel culture, some very private figures felt like burner effects. Thanks to cancel culture, like celebrities like R. Kelly, Bill Cosby, Harvey Weinstein, and Kevin Spacey never recovered. Dave Chappelle has been on top of the conversation a lot as of late. His Netflix specials continue to debut on the streaming giants in top 10 world charts, but they genuinely advise the reactions from many of both are offered social media. After what they felt like a human internal hiatus, Dave Chappelle made a glorious comeback to the center stage following his acclaimed sketch comedy on Comedy Central. So the backlash between the LGBT community, especially the trans activists, so label it was nothing funny, and other situations and stuff like that. But so they finally squashed the beef with all the conversation that happened. So again, we're gonna get a new comedy special for Dave Chappelle. So it's good to see everything's all the well is good. So we ain't got to worry about that. So it's really good, and we can't wait to see more comedy special for Dave Chappelle on Netflix. And then lastly, we got some news on Stranger Things season 4. So Stranger Things season 4 will be split into 2 parts. Premium dates has been set for both. So volume 1 is going to be released on May 27th. That's close to into like Memorial Day weekend. And then volume 2 is going to be released on July 1st. That's close to the 4th of July week as well. So, and also spin-offs is coming as well. I have no details on the spin-off one, but that's the review date for as far as the season 4. They also announced that season 5 will be the final season for Stranger Things. So can't wait for season 4. Can't wait for the spin-off, and also season 5 and how the story gonna end as well. So that's going to be very interesting to look at. And that's it for the Netflix news. Let's get into some Star Wars news. As the Boba Fett has ended its first season. So I got some news that the ratings 30% was higher for Boba Fett finale over the Mandalorian season 2 finale. So this is what Deadline has reported. The momentum and excitement for the first season of the Book of Boba Fett uncertainly carried through the finale. Observers Cold Strand, some other TV's head of the measurement. In fact, the 1.5 million U.S. householders watching the debut of season finale through the weekend at 36% higher than the Mandalorian season 2 finale. Disney has done a great job creating a strong original content that keeps viewers engaged and coming back for more. So, I think it was in episode 5 is what got everyone convinced that to watch Boba Fett. I think some people got a little bit bored in the first 4 episodes, but then by the time episode 5, it started to really get its groove back for a second. So, but that's my opinion. So I think the last 3 episodes of the Book of Boba Fett, that's where everybody got their groove back, watching more and other stuff. And then going into the finale, they got everyone most excited. So I'm surprised with the numbers, but this is pretty good. So hopefully we are getting season 2 of Boba Fett, and we can't wait to see where the story goes. And speaking of story, I got some news that a new Star Wars trilogy is focusing on the new Jedi and Rey rumor. So we are most likely going to get a post-sequels trilogy. And this is what Screenway has reported. Former Vanity Fair reporter Joanna Robinson revealed that the Ringers Verse podcast via comic book reader that she's heard whispers that Lucasfilm is actively developing a new trilogy that tackles a revamped Jedi Order. That being said, the journalist also reminded fans that you could film the entire stadium with ideas Lucasfilm has been interested in but never been realized. So I hope we get a new trilogy because most of the fans are, how I say it, have been doing a lot of talking and negative opinions on the sequel trilogy. It started with the Last Jedi, and then went straight on to the Rise of Skywalker. Even though how I say it, The Force Awakens was a huge hit. Yeah, that got everybody back into watching Star Wars. And then soon The Last Jedi and The Rise of Skywalker had some mixed reviews and other stuff. So, but I hope the post sequel does the sequel trilogy justice. So we hope to see more news coming up as far as if we're going to get a post sequel for that. So, and that's it for Star Wars news. Let's get into the Amazon news. And that is that Blade Runner 2099 sequel is getting a series coming to Amazon. So this is what Deadline has reported. The replicas are heading to a small screen as Amazon Studios has put a live-action series set in the Blade Runner universe into development. Ridley Scott, who directed the original 1982 Blade Runner movie, executive producing the series Blade Runner 2099, a follow-up to the feature film sequel Blade Runner 2049, which was released in 2017 and directed by Denis Villeneuve, who was the director of Dune. Sika Luska, the showrunner of Starz Unbecoming Melissa Mars frontrunner drama series Shining Girls, is writing and executive producing Blade Runner 2099, in which come from Scott Free Productions, associated with Abacan Entertainment and Amazon Studios. The project will make the first Blade Runner live-action series in primary development at Amazon Studios, which is fast-tracking scripts and eyeing potential production dates. Staffing is currently underway for writers to join the room. Scott may direct if the series move forward, sources says. So, I mean, really, Scott is doing well as far as series. If you guys have not watched Rise by the Wolf on HBO Max, I highly suggest you guys check that out. So, this won't be bad. And I'm kind of interested to see a Blade Runner series. So, I think, I hope we get Ryan Gosling died in 2049. If somehow we can get Harrison Ford to be, I don't know, maybe in the whole series, it would be good if you do. But maybe like some kind of cameo appearance in the Blade Runner series, that's gonna be pretty good. So we can focus on a new character on the Blade Runner series, and then somehow that new character can run into Harrison Ford and stuff. So this is just ideas, and I hope we can hear more from this news, and hopefully this will be a green light, and hopefully coming to Amazon soon. So that's going to be very interesting to look at. And in other news, you guys already know that the Lord of the Rings series titled The Rings of Power is coming to Amazon as well. But word has it that a Lord of the Rings, The War of Rimika anime movie is coming. So I don't know. This probably could be coming to Amazon too, but I haven't heard any as far as where it's gonna land, as far as like streaming services or production anyway. But this is what Deadline has reported. For those who can have their fill on the Lord of the Rings in the upcoming Amazon series, there is a Lord of the Rings, The War of Rimika animated film from New Line Cinema and Warner Brothers, animated, in which the studios has set for the release date of April 12, 2024, not April 21, as reported by the others. That is a Sunday. Warner Brothers already had a release day RSVP for the New Line movie on the calendar. The movie explores and explains the untold story behind the fortress of Helm Deep, developing into the life and blood-soaked times of one of the Middle-earth's most legendary figures, the mighty King of Rum, Hammerhead. So this is going to be very interesting. I hope that the anime design looks really good, and hope it get everybody interesting to look at. As far as the date, I don't know if that's going to be a theatrical release date or a direct-to-video release date. So hopefully we get some more news on that. So and everything else going on for moving forward with that. And moving on to with Amazon news out of the way, let's get on to some more updates and highlights. So the iconic Entertainment Weekly is going out of print. So this is what the Hollywood Reporter has reported. We have to say from the beginning, buying out merchandise was about buying brands, not magazines or websites. It is not news to anyone that there has been a pronounced shift in readership and advertising from print to digital. As a result, for a few important brands, print is no longer serving the brand's corporate purposes, Vaughn wrote. As such, as we are going to move to a digital-only future of the brand, which it will help us to unlock full potential. So, Entertainment Weekly is not going out of business. That just to make it perfectly clear. It's just that they're not going to put out physical print magazines. So you're gonna have to read everything digitally for now. So again, entertainment movie is going digital now. So you're probably not going to see no more physical print anymore in the near future. So it's going to be digital only. So I like Entertainment Weekly. I like reading the magazine. So we have to see how the digital future is going to fold for them. And moving on. Unfortunately, to some sad news. We had to say goodbye to Ivar Reitman, who was the Animal House producer and Ghostbusters director. He produced Space Jam, because that this is what his family has posted. Our family is grieved for the unexpected loss of a husband, father, grandfather who taught us to always see the magic in life. From his children, Jason, Catherine, and Caroline Whitman said in a joint statement. So, rest in peace, Ivan. We're gonna miss you for all your works and project that you put out for us. So, and hopefully, your children will be able to go continue on your legacy. So we'll miss you, R.I.P. And moving on from that, Spider-Man No Way Home has been breaking records. And the latest record is that they passed Avatar for the third biggest, highest grossing movie of all time domestically. So let's put it straight, folks. Domestically means in the United States. So they are clearly the third highest paid film in the United States domestically. So as far as worldwide, they are I think they're in the top 10, if I believe. I'm pretty sure they're in the top 10 with because they are in the billion realm, and they fought out they did beat out Black Panther. At the last I checked out, they beat out Black Panther and several other movies as well. So as far as worldwide, they're still in the top 10, but domestically, they are in the top 3. So they beat out Avatar. So, and the ones who still in the top 2 are Avengers Endgame and Star Wars: The Force Awakens. So that is a huge congratulations to Spider-Man No Way Home, and that is a great success. And speaking of unsuccess, Warner Brothers humiliated themselves in a response to the Matrix Revolution lawsuit. So, as you guys already know, last year Warner Brothers did the same day day-to-day releases, released in theaters and also on HBO Max as well. So a lot of the movies, producer and directors that had their movies put out last year was upset, and some movies did well in theaters, some movies did well on HBO Max, and some of them did well for both. But HBO Max did well. So the Matrix Resurrections co-production team, Village Roadshaw Pictures, did a lawsuit on Warner Brothers, and this is what Warner Brothers has responded to. Village actions has been duplicates, and this dispute is equally controversial. Village was happy to have their name on the credits of the film, traveled to the worldwide premiere in San Francisco, held themselves out to the media as producers on the film, but now re-engaged on their commercial obligations to pay their shares for the cost of the film. So I don't know what's going on there. It kind of sounds ridiculous at this point. So I don't know what's going on there. So they got to figure that out. You know, what's going on between Warner Brothers and Village Roadshaw Pictures as well. So that's just kind of ridiculous from there. But Let's move on to the Super Bowl review. So the LA Rams are champions. Cooper Ken won MVP. He was the world wide receiver. The Rams win their second Super Bowl championship as Los Angeles. The first when it was with St. Louis. The Rams is the second consecutive team and the second overall Super Bowl team to win a Super Bowl at their home stadium. So that is a great success there. One of the highlights from the Super Bowl is that Halle Berry did not only a football promo in Super Bowl and movies history intro. So one end you had the history of the Super Bowl, and the other side you had the history of like football movies in the past. So that was a great intro. The Rock was there to introduce the team, and also a Super Bowl Sunday promo with the Winter Olympics and Super Bowl airing and streaming on NBC and Peacock for the first time. Estimate of 101 million viewers watching the Super Bowl. That was really cool. And 50 Cent and Anderson .Paak joined Dr. Dre, Snoop Dogg, Mary J. Blige, Eminem, and Kendrick Lamar for the Super Bowl halftime show. And this was a really good Super Bowl halftime show. It was really great. I felt like I was in the concert for that. I felt like that was the best Super Bowl in a long time. So kudos to that. But let's talk about everything as far as like the commercials and TV spots that happened. So as far as TV movie and television TV spot is concerned, we saw a TV spot of the Lord of the Rings series, Ring of Power. We saw the Netflix's the Adam Project with Ryan Reynolds. We saw a new a first premiere trailer of Jordan Peele's new directed movie Nope. We saw the Moon Knight TV series promo. We saw Michael Bay's Ambulance. We saw Jurassic World Dominion trailer, and we saw a new trailer to Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness. So that was pretty good as far as movie trailers. So let's talk about the commercials. My automobile favorites would definitely have to be the Dr. Evil General Motors commercial, and the cable guy Verizon the commercial, and also the LeBron crypto the commercial. So my top 5 favorite commercial for the 2020 Super Bowl would definitely have to be number 5 is the Jonas's race with Toyota. Bring It Down the House NFL commercial, the Amazon Reader's Mind commercial, the Thrill Driver Nissan commercial, and then also Zeus and Hammer BMW commercial. So that was very interesting. In the Zeus and Hammer commercial, we saw Arnold Schwarzenegger took on the role of Zeus, and Selma Hayek take on the role of Hammer. So, and then also in the Thrill Driver, we saw Dave Bautista in there. In the LeBron commercial, we saw LeBron meet his younger self, and in the Bring It Down commercial, they saw like the two kids playing at NFL Madden game, and all the Madden guys came out of the TV. So that was pretty good. They was playing football around the house, making the house, and then when the parents came home, they say, "What happened here?" And the grandma said, "Football." That's what happened. That was pretty good. That was pretty funny. The Jonas's race, we saw Tommy Lee Jones, Leslie Jones, Radio Jones, and Nick Jonason in the Toyota race. We saw Mike Myers returning as Dr. Evil in the General Motors. So that kind of hits Austin Power 4 coming soon, hopefully. And in the Amazon Reader's Mind, we saw Scarlett Johansson and her husband did a Reader's Mind. That didn't go well. the Amazon Alexa, that didn't go well, and then also the Jim Carrey reprised his camera guy role in the Verizon. So those commercials was really good, and then lastly, we're gonna do a movie review on Uncharted. So this was based off the video game. So, and then this one was this one was directed by let me see his name, the director's name. One sec. By Ruben Felsen. I don't know who that person is, but it stars Tom Holland as Nathan Drake and Mark Wahlberg as his mentor, Victor Sully. So, and a lot of people criticize the casting choice. I know Mark Wahlberg and Tom Holland would never been my choice as far as like to play Uncharted, but Tom Holland did really good as Nathan Drake, so the acting was really good. For those who have never kind of like played the Uncharted games so far, so I would say the first act and the second act may confuse you a little bit, but the third act was really good. The third act was really good, and the screenplay and the may have some bit of criticism along as with the casting and everything, but it definitely followed the elements of the video game, so that was pretty good. One of the characters that I recognized from the video game was Chloe Fraser, and that was portrayed by Sophia Ali, so that was something to recognize. We even saw Nathan Drake's brother Sam in the movie as well, so that was another character from the video game that was in the and that was in the movie as well. So and then Antonio Banderas played a really good villain in this, so he did really good as well. But I wouldn't say it wasn't the best video game movie, but it was okay. Okay, so and the fans, the critics didn't like it that much, but the hardcore Uncharted fans really like it. So we might there was two post credit scene in the movie. So more hopefully likely we're probably gonna get a sequel, but only time will tell from PlayStation Productions, because they have other projects going on. But overall, I'll give this movie a C minus. So it was all right for what it was, and there were some things that could have been fixed, and a lot of people, like I mentioned before, a lot of people criticized the casting choice Nathan Drake and Victor Sully, but at least Tom Holland did really good as Nathan Drake, so can't argue with that. But that's it for our episode today. I might do an episode next week, but I'm not really sure, because next week it's gonna be my birthday week, and I might do an episode. Depends on how many news and stuff come out that week, but I may or may not be on next week, but I'll let you know. So I already did announce it on the Respect the Comment podcast that I probably won't be on next week, but we'll see how it goes. But if you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like, comment, share, subscribe, and hit the notification bell when new videos are uploaded. And if you're listening on Anchor, Spotify, and Google Podcasts, don't forget to go in the YouTube link in the description below and post your comments. What do you think about the news and announcement on today's episode? But other than that, this is Trico, And I'm signing off. Peace.